Terraria with 300 times spawn rate is absolutely insane, making it pretty much impossible to do anything in this game, but I'm crazy enough to try it. You think I can beat Terraria with all these enemies? Watch till the end to find out because it gets absolutely crazy. With that said, we load into our world, and we have to get resources as fast as we can. But before we can get much, a swarm of hundreds of slimes spawn in, killing me and the guide at the same time. So we start heading to the right to see if we can get any more resources, and we die again. We're constantly being overwhelmed by enemies. So my plan is to dig down as quickly as I can to avoid any slimes, which does in fact work for a while, but when we dig down it leaves room for slimes to spawn in to kill me. And no matter where I go, there's more enemies that I can count. So for now we're gonna have to stay near the surface. I start using this cave as our base, which makes it very easy to farm enemies from the top. We start putting walls into the base, and since this is a place that we're going to be the most, I'm going to make it look as nice as possible. For now we're only going to utilize it for 4 rooms, however we will most likely expend it later. With our house being complete for now, I start digging down my elevator so we can get to hell as quickly as possible. And even after an hour of grinding, I still can't beat any of the enemies on the top of the surface. But we do unlock the merchant into our house. But even with shurikens unlocked, I still can't beat any enemies. However, there might be one weapon that we can use that might turn this around. Jester's arrows. These arrows will allow us to pierce through any enemies that we want, making it so we can kill any enemies that are in our way. So with that, we set up a falling star farm, and while we wait for that, we go down into the mines to get some loot. And while we're down here, we get some Hermes boots, meaning that this might actually turn around for us. And after retrieving our stars right before getting attacked by a swarm of enemies, we're finally able to make our arrows. While we wait for nighttime, we set up an arena for the Eye of Cthulhu. However, boss fights won't be as hard as you think with this mod on, because in Terraria, whenever you're fighting a boss, it reduces the spawn rate of any other enemies by 50%. Unfortunately, that still means there's going to be a couple hundred enemies. So we wait till nighttime to fight the Eye of Cthulhu. We spawn him in, and it's time for an intense fight. We dodge as much as we can, avoiding all the eyes he sends at us. It's a very simple fight, and honestly, I think we're going to be able to do it first try. This might be a little bit harder than I thought, but if you're enjoying this video so far, please make sure to subscribe and help me reach my milestone of 10,000 subscribers. You can be one of the first people to join me on this long journey on YouTube, and enjoy the rest of the video. After our miserable loss, I start thinking of some strategies we can do for the Eye of Cthulhu, so I try to get the arm sealer for the Mega Shark, but I don't have enough room in the base for one more NPC. If only there was a way to expand this tight living space. Wait, what's that noise?
Little John worked hard in the Sheen factory for 50 years, just to scrape together enough money for a 1 by 1 meter living space. This will not do. He starts off by expanding the space outwards. Then he extends galvanized square steel to make this living space much more luxurious. Then borrows some expansion screws from his aunt to fix it firmly to the wall, wrapping it in eco-friendly wood veneer, opting for a glass pane window for a beautiful sunset. He then places a comfortable table for dining purposes and an induction cooker in front of it, this allowing for easy access for a midnight snack. Above this he adds a toilet for his bathroom needs, extending a platform above the entryway for a padded mattress for comfortable dreams. Underneath adding a dresser for his oftenly worn clothes. Of course we can't forget his pet eagle. And finally a TV, not a painting, or fun entertainment. Our little Terrarian can now enjoy his underground base.
Oh, all that just to get the die rad. Well, I guess for now we're just going to stick with the arrows. However, I do have just one more plan that I'm not going to reveal just yet. For now, let's just work on our elevator. So far, we've gone pretty deep into the mines, allowing us to get extra heart crystals and extra ores. However, it's no simple task. But by being very careful, we were able to trudge through the mines and get a lot of loot. So after all this preparation, let's try the Eye of Cthulhu one final time. Starting off by making sure I can get a lot of good hits on him. In the mines, I was able to get loot to craft a grappling hook, so I'm able to dodge a lot easier now. With the Eye of Cthulhu being in its second stage, I have to be even more careful so I don't instantly die, dodging all his quick attacks and barely getting by. With each second going by with the chance of us dying, I damage the Eye of Cthulhu even more, and finally, I get the Eye of Cthulhu low enough so I can kill it. But there's something I've yet to mention about this video. I decided to raise the stakes a little bit and put this into Master Mode, to make this experience even more hard than it already is. So this is going to be one hell of a ride. We finally go back into the mine since I finally have good weapons to defend myself, however I still lack the skills to play this game. But with our platinum bow in hand, we head over to the corruption. There's an item that we can get here that will turn this entire episode around. Something so crucial to this challenge that it will actually make a huge difference. This, of course, being the Vile Thorn. Vile Thorn is a piercing weapon that pierces indefinitely. Unfortunately, it does fall under the class of Mage. However, we can fix that with all the mana crystals we got from our farm earlier. The Vile Thorn has incredible knockback for a starter weapon that you don't even need to kill a boss to get, and in my opinion is probably one of the best weapons you can get at the start of the game, meaning it's perfect for our next boss fight, the Eater of Worlds. We blow up the bolt to spawn it in, and we start attacking it with the Vile Thorn. Even if we get hit by Drake's snake multiple times, we still do enough damage to hit it faster than it can hit us. Each segment dropping hearts and mana stars, making it perfect for this situation. With the Bilethorn being able to hit every single part of the boss, we're able to defeat it in about 30 seconds. And since we're in Master Mode, that means we get one of the best accessories in the game. This, of course, being the Worm Scarf, reducing 16% of the damage that we take, which is absolutely insane. We start traversing the world to see if we can find any accessories or any new weapons that will be perfect for Skeletron. We get cornered in the jungle, allowing us to showcase the true power of the Bilethorn. We make it to the ocean to see if there's any underwater accessories that we can grab from the underwater chests. Unfortunately, after our unsuccessful mission, we just start digging the elevator even more. On our way down, we're able to find some obsidian, which will come in handy later. And we finally made it to hell, something that we hope that Drake will be saying soon. Just kidding. I'm not allowed to have an opinion on the internet, so I was just joking. We finally have the tools to mine hellstone so we can make molten armor. After drinking an obsidian skin potion, we start mining every single block of hellstone that we could see. And when I mean every single block, I mean every single block, ending up with about 1,000 blocks in total. So we head back up to the base and we have more hellstone than we can need, allowing us to make every single piece of molten armor and tools that we need. With this, we head over to the west to defeat the final boss that we need. This boss being Skeletron. But before we reach the climax of this video, I just want to ask you to please consider subscribing and ask you to join me on this journey to 10,000 subscribers. With that said, we summon Skeletron in and we start shooting him in the head with our arrows. I start using a strategy where I throw dynamite above the arena to blow up his hands. With enough dodging, we're able to slowly take out his hands. With this, we take out the Bilethorn and we can do massive amounts of damage to Skeletron. We can use Volcano to do a lot of melee damage to him, but it's not as much as our bow can do. With enough dodging, we slowly take him down to 0 HP, beating Skeletron. This releasing the floodgates for any enemies to spawn in, and it's absolute hellfire. We do have a lot of weapons that will help us defeat this massive wave of enemies, but I don't think it's going to be enough. So we run straight down into the dungeon, trying to find what we came here for. However, with all the water candles that are in the dungeon, it spawns a massive amount of enemies, which I don't even think it's possible to survive down here. However, by some miracle, an enemy drops a golden key, which is what we need for the item we're looking for. This item being the Cobalt Shield, making us invulnerable to any knockback, which this might be the most useful item for this challenge, considering how much we get knockback from different enemies. However, with all that, I'm sadly gonna have to end this video here. And don't worry, it's not going to take me another month to come back with another video. But make sure to subscribe so you can stay tuned for whenever I actually do upload. And really quick, I just want to ask you to please go check out our Discord, which I just recently made not too long ago. And you can actually have input on what video I upload next. This video was actually submitted by one of my viewers. And depending how well this video does, I might do some more viewer submitted ideas. So go check that out. Links in the description. And thank you so much for watching. Cue the outro.